What's up everybody, another beautiful day indeed, Dragon House, and today we're taking a look at heroic forgotten experiments in the new raid Aberrus, the Shadowed Crucible. Now I'll be going over all the new mechanics, how they work and how to deal with them. Keep in mind that this is PTR, so things can change or be reworked, but I'll revisit this if there's a ton of changes. So this is a 3-phase fight facing off against one Dracthyr experiment at a time. Starting off with Neldris. Uses mutilation, targets several players giving them a mark above their head, then dashes between them dealing damage and knocking back players in their path. This also applies a stacking bleed to anyone hit, so Remornia 2.0 or SLG Glaives, whatever you want to call it. Regardless, targeted players needs to move out, spread, rest of the raid needs to, well, not get hit or be in between. Most likely when this goes live, boss mods will mark players and you can just have a couple of world markers out and assign them to that. Bing bam boom and you're done. Then there's a massive slam. Frontal cone. Cones are bad. Bellowing roar. Big AoE around the boss deals less damage the further away from him you are. Tanks will also get debuffed by infused strikes, which is a stacking dot. When both tanks have this debuff, they can hug to clear it, which will deal damage to the raid and applying stacking dot. So don't hug too often in a row. Or continuously taunt swap while standing on top of each other and watch the healers cry. Now once this boss is defeated, Chadrian spawns, which I recommend you bloodlust. Big mechanic here are the unstable essence debuffs and the erratic remnants. Boss will debuff a player with unstable essence, which deals ever increasing ticking damage, and it lasts forever. This is dispellable, but when you dispel it, an erratic remnant spawns, and the debuff jumps to another player, so you never lose it. Now this remnant casts erratic discharge, which is raid-wide damage. These remnant needs to be killed as fast as possible to minimize raid damage, but also because boss will cast something called Uncontrollable Frenzy, which deals raid-wide ticking damage every second for 8 seconds. However, if there are remnants up during this, each remnant makes this AoE deal almost twice as much damage. So you want to make sure there are no remnants up for this. Now the boss also spawns swirls, and guess what? Swirls are bad. Now after this boss you get Ryanthus. You'll still have unstable essences up from phase 2 in this phase, which is why you want to bloodlust Chadrian, so you go into phase 3 with as few unstable essences as possible to make it a bit easier. Now Ryanthus will use Deep Breath, Death Swing swooping back and forth, get hit and you die. It seemed to always go middle, left and then right, so will most likely be a fixed rotation for where the breath goes. Now the boss will also spawn Temporal Anomalies, which heals boss if they reach him. Make sure to soak these. And players targeted by Disintegrate needs to be 5 yards away from other players. It works like the Disintegrate from second to last boss in Azure Vault. And that's pretty much it for the forgotten experiment. What experiments? So let me know what you think about this fight, and if you have any questions at all about this encounter, hit me up in the comments or become a patron or Twitch sub and get access to the Stankie Discord, where you can get help with anything raiding related. I'm also streaming all of my raid progression on Twitch, so make sure to check that out, Stankie Gaming. Don't forget the usual stuff, like, comment, subscribe, and ring that notification bell. Notice me! And yeah, thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time.